My name's Jane Davidson, and I'm Director of INSPIRE, the Institute for Sustainable Practice, Innovation and Resource Effectiveness at this university, the University of Wales, Trinity St David. And I'm delighted that the activity that we've undertaken in this university won us the Guardian Award for the best university in the UK in terms of commitment to sustainability. And what we've been... Thank you. And what we've been trying to do here, in essence, is to look at what the delivery of a Future Generations Bill might look like in a university setting. And so we are, in a sense, a pilot for the Future Generations Bill that we hope will be published in June. And it's been a long time in the making. Not all of you here will be aware necessarily that the Wales, the Welsh Government, has had a commitment to sustainable development in its constitution since the first Government of Wales Act in 1998. And in fact, we now have 2 Government of Wales Acts. We have 3 sustainable development schemes, 3 effectiveness reviews that are commissioned by government, and 1 independent review, which Alan undertook just before 2011. And we had a white paper in 2012, and we have now a national conversation which the Minister has asked Peter Davies, as the Sustainable Futures Commissioner, to undertake on behalf of Wales in terms of looking at what is the Wales that we want. And the national conversation is a key proposal for the proposed Future Generations Bill, because that bill will establish an independent Sustainable Futures Commissioner who will produce a report on behalf of future generations, informed by engaging citizens of Wales through periodic conversations. And the idea is those conversations will take place around about every 5 years. And the next few months are about shaping the nature of those conversations. And the first of the Future Generations report, an interim report, will be produced in June this year, with a final report then presented in March 2015. And conversations like ours and other conversations happening across Wales will be influencing how that agenda develops. And over the coming weeks, the team at Canolfan, and we have Helen Nelson here. Helen, hands up at the back. Helen Nelson from Cymru, which is supporting the work. Helen will be contributing towards the conversation this afternoon. And they're putting resources together for organisations to host conversations. There are a number of workshops across Wales. And the idea of the conversation is that you, as people in Wales, will be able to influence what happens in the context of the Future Generations agenda. Our conversation and the national conversation will be evaluated using something called the Participation Cymru Evaluation Toolkit. As a result of that, there will be developments on the web, further resources created. And the conversations themselves, in many ways, are taking part in different themes. And this one, as you'll have seen from the covering paper, is focusing on climate change and community resilience for Carmarthenshire future generations. But some national conversations are taking place around education or energy, biodiversity, housing and others. Now, Jeff Cuthbert is the Minister with the responsibility in government, looking at sustainable development right across government. And he, in his launch of the Future Generations Bill, The Wales We Want by 2050, which took place on the 18th of February, if you want to look at the Welsh Government website, he said, "Our long-term vision for Wales by 2050 is to be the best place to live, learn, work and do business. We want our businesses, our public services, the third sector and government to have worked together to achieve the goals that are set out in the proposed and groundbreaking Future Generations Bill." And there's an acknowledgement that Wales has a number of complex challenges. Some of these are legacy from the past, but it's important that this generation does not leave them as challenges for the next. We need to make our environment and our communities more resilient to the major environmental problems we face, including addressing declining biodiversity. And the government is also looking at how this ties in with the big agenda of the United Nations about looking at international sustainable development goals, building on the Millennium Development Goals. And so there needs to be a consensus about the shared goals which are most important to all of us, including our children and our grandchildren. And the idea of the bill is it will put goals into law for public services in Wales to pull together a healthier and more prosperous country by balancing the economy, the environment and society. And the bill will ensure that named public service organisations will have to show how they contribute effectively to the achievement of the goals through the objectives they set and the actions they take. And there are 6 goals that have been taken forward. Wales is prosperous and innovative. Wales is a more equal nation. Wales uses a fair share of natural resources. People in Wales are healthier. Communities across Wales are safer, cohesive and resilient, and that's an area we're particularly focusing on here today. And people in Wales participate in our shared culture with a thriving Welsh language. It's probably worth saying that the definition of sustainable development as in the government white paper published in 2012 was enhancing the economic, social and environmental well-being of people and communities, achieving a better quality of life for our own and future generations in ways which promote social justice and equality of opportunity and enhance the natural and cultural environment and respect its limits, using only our fair share of the Earth's resources and sustaining our cultural legacy. So big challenges for us all to shape the Wales we want. What do we want our future to look like for the next and future generations? What are the priorities in terms of intergenerational or long-term challenges and opportunities? And what do those challenges mean to me, to my community, to the place I work, to organisations in Wales? And what changes need to be made to policies and practices in Wales to address these challenges and take these opportunities? So you're here today, and I'm so delighted that you've come here to take part in this big conversation. And there'll be opportunities during the morning. You'll have experts ranked there at the top table, experts to start the conversation. But your job is to challenge them. And in challenging them, have a conversation that we can then ensure that in the feedback to Welsh Government and through our Commissioner, who is with us throughout the day, our conversation ends up being part of those bigger conversations across Wales.